News from the Associated Press, they report the suspected Club Q gunman who killed 5 people is expected to accept a plea deal.
Now, AP reports this would take place at the next court hearing later this month. Club Q released a statement tonight saying they will not comment on the possible existence of a plea deal. However, they did say, quote, "We support the most expedient resolution to this case. It's quite evident that the defendant deserves to live life in prison without the possibility of parole, and we look forward to having justice delivered." They went on to say their focus remains on honoring the victims with a permanent tribute.
We put together a team for you tonight to cover all angles of this report. Our Allison Zimmerman going in depth, looking at how previous Colorado mass shootings have played out in court. Andy Cohen starts our team coverage tonight. Andy, you spoke with legal experts about the impact of taking a plea in this case. What did they tell you?
Well, the biggest benefit for survivors and victims is that this speeds up the judicial process and hopefully provides some sense of closure.
George Brockler prosecuted the Aurora Theater mass shooting case a decade ago. He said a plea agreement in the Club Q case is not a bad outcome.
There's no downside to this. You get closure for the victims in a way that you can't through a trial because there are years of appeals that take place afterwards. Now, we don't know the details of the charges. My best guess is this shooter is going to plead guilty to every single murder count and probably the attempt murder counts that cover all the victims in there. And then that same day will likely be sentenced to prison for the rest of eternity.
The Aurora case was a death penalty case, and Colorado has since abolished the death penalty. However, Brockler suspects it still may have played a role here.
If you ask me why I think they're doing this, it's because I think they're trying to get the United States government not to seek the death penalty on this guy for the same behavior under federal law.
He anticipates sentencing will happen the same day as the plea hearing, considering the victims were reportedly asked to prepare statements. A trial would have brought more facts and details about the case to light.
The public and the victims now get to know details about the case, the how, the what, the when, the where, and the why, that we can't get from a press conference, can't get from an affidavit. We're going to miss out on those things, but I think the upside of this outweighs that.
And I contacted the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office today and was told that they will not comment about the case until June 26th, which is the next scheduled court hearing.
Andy, thanks. And our team coverage continues now with how common guilty pleas are with these mass shootings here in Colorado.
News 5's Allison Zimmerman looked into the cases for us today. She's joining us in studio with the breakdown. Allison.
Right. In the past 30 years in Colorado, there have been nearly a dozen mass shootings throughout the state. Mass shootings are defined as crimes where 3 or more people were shot. Some cases, though, including the STEM school shooting in Highlands Ranch, do not fall into this category, but due to the high-profile nature of the case, it's being included here. In 3 shootings, the suspects have died on scene. The suspects in the shooting at Columbine High School in 1999 and the suspect in the 2007 church shootings died by suicide. A suspect in the Denver Lakewood shootings in 2021 was shot on scene. 2 suspects have gone to trial and were found guilty. This was the case for the suspects in the Aurora Theater shooting and 1 of the suspects at STEM School Highlands Ranch. Other suspects are still in the process of determining whether or not they're competent to stand trial. This is the case for the Planned Parenthood shooting in Colorado Springs and the 2021 shooting at a Boulder King Supers. The Planned Parenthood suspect has been ruled incompetent to stand trial multiple times. 2 suspects in mass shootings have pleaded guilty in Colorado. The suspect in a shooting that killed 3 people at a Walmart in Thornton in 2017, as well as the second suspect in that shooting at STEM School Highlands Ranch. Now, as Andy mentioned, Colorado repealed the death penalty in 2020. One of the criticisms when it was up for debate in the legislature was that it was often used as a way to bargain plea deals for murder cases. By pleading guilty, suspects would then avoid the death penalty and instead serve life in prison. Rob?